Have you ever wondered, why do I always fall for the same kind of man? Different faces, different names, but the story repeats itself like an endless loop. At first, it feels like love. The butterflies, the spark, the sense that finally, this time, it will be different. But slowly, almost predictably, the cracks appear. He withdraws, he criticizes, he betrays, or he simply cannot love you in the way you long for. And then, the cycle begins again. Bert Hellinger, the founder of Family Constellations, once said, "We are often not choosing from love, but from an invisible loyalty to our family system." In other words, it's not just you choosing these men. Something deeper is choosing through you. Let's go on a journey together, because what you are about to hear may forever change the way you see your relationships, and more importantly, yourself. When you look back at your relationships, do you notice a pattern? Maybe your partners are controlling, or emotionally unavailable, or perhaps they betray your trust. You tell yourself, "Next time, I'll choose differently." But without even realizing it, your heart gravitates to the same kind of man. Hellinger discovered that this repetition is rarely coincidence. It is part of what he called entanglement. You are unconsciously entangled with the destiny of someone in your family system, often your mother. If she suffered with a man, if she carried betrayal, abandonment, or lack of love, you may repeat her story, not out of weakness, but out of hidden loyalty. Children, Hellinger said, carry a deep unconscious vow. "Dear mother, I'll suffer like you, so you don't suffer alone." And so, the daughter attracts the same kind of man again and again, not because she wants to, but because she belongs. Think of your mother's life. Did she feel unloved by your father? Was she abandoned? Did she carry silent sadness in her marriage? Many women unconsciously step into their mother's shoes, repeating her pain in their own relationships. Why? Because of love. A blind love. The child inside says, "If I suffer like you, Mom, then I am close to you." This is the hidden shadow. You may consciously desire freedom, happiness, and a loving partner, but unconsciously, you stay faithful to your mother's destiny. Every time you choose, it is as if her pain whispers through you. Until you see it, the repetition continues. But the story is not only about the mother. Sometimes, the repetition is tied to the father. If the father was absent, distant, or excluded, the daughter may spend her adult life searching for him in other men. This search rarely ends in peace, because no partner can ever replace a father. Instead, she may attract men who are unavailable, distant, or already committed elsewhere, echoing the absence of her father. Hellinger often said, when the father is excluded, the daughter cannot fully see her partner. She is still looking for her father in him. So the cycle continues, until the father is seen and honored in his rightful place. Sometimes, the repetition goes even deeper, beyond the mother, beyond the father, into the stories of grandmothers, great-grandmothers, women you may never have met but whose fate lives within you. A grandmother betrayed, a great-grandmother abandoned, an ancestor who lost her beloved to war. These stories do not disappear, they live in the family field. And you, without knowing, may step into that unfinished story. You attract the same kind of man because you are carrying an old fate, one that belongs to someone who came before you. Hellinger's work shows us, what is excluded in one generation is repeated in another, until it is finally seen. Deep within each of us lives an inner image of love. This image is formed not by fairy tales or movies, but by what we witnessed as children. If love in your family meant silence, suffering, betrayal, or distance, then that becomes the image of love imprinted in your heart. And so, without realizing, you are drawn to what feels familiar. Even if it hurts. Even if it breaks you. Because to the child within, familiar feels like love. This is why women often say, "I knew he wasn't right for me, but something about him felt so familiar, so magnetic." It wasn't love calling, it was the echo of your past. So how do you stop? How do you break free from the cycle of attracting the same kind of man? The first step is awareness. To look honestly at your relationships and say, "Yes, I see the pattern." and I am ready to see where it comes from. Then, with courage, you turn back to your family system. You look at your mother, your father, and even those who came before. You acknowledge their pain. You say, "Dear mother, I see your suffering. But I am your daughter. I honor your destiny, and I choose my own. Dear father, I see your absence. I give you back what is yours, and I take you as my father, just as you are." With these words, you begin to free yourself from blind loyalty. You give back what is not yours to carry. And only then, a new image of love can enter your heart. When you release the entanglement, something shifts inside. For the first time, you may feel free to choose, not out of loyalty to the past, but out of love for yourself. A new image of love begins to grow. One where love is not pain, not betrayal, not absence, but presence, respect, and joy. This does not mean perfection. No partner is perfect. But when the old entanglements are seen and released, you no longer attract men who only repeat your pain. Instead, you become available to love in a new way. And this is the true gift of Hellinger's insight: freedom. Freedom to love without repeating the past. If you keep attracting the same kind of man, it is not because you are broken, unworthy, or unlucky. It is because you are deeply loyal to your family, to your ancestors, to the hidden stories of love and pain that live within your system. When you see this, everything changes. Because now, you have a choice. You can honor your mother without repeating her fate. You can love your father without searching for him in other men. You can carry your ancestors with respect, without carrying their pain. And then, you can finally choose differently. So next time you find yourself asking, "Why does this always happen to me?" Remember, the answer is not in the man you choose, but in the unseen bonds that guide your choice. And when you see them, when you honor them, the cycle can end. If this message touched you, if you recognized yourself in these words, I invite you to stay with us on this journey. Subscribe to the channel, leave a comment with your experience, and share this video with someone who might need it. Because together, we can bring light to the hidden stories of love that shape our lives.